get John chapter 11 as your skiza tune, dial star 811 star 965 hash.
I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. John chapter 11, verse 25.
To get John chapter 11, dial star 811 star 965 hash. To get John chapter 11, dial star 811 star 965 hash.
Furahia maisha bora, linda jamii.
Banki imeconfirm pesa zimeingia. Congratulations Sam, gari ni lako sasa.
Shukran. Oi boss, suniache insurance yako nitumie kabla nijipange.
We,
insurance ya gari haiwezi kuwa transferred kwa mtu mwingine.
Sina habari na nikuulize, hii comprehensive insurance inakava vitu gani?
Comprehensive motor insurance inakava gari linapoharibika wakati wa ajali pamoja na uharibifu wa mali ya mtu mwingine, gari likiibiwa au likichomeka. Pia inakava passenger wa gari lako na passenger wa lile gari lingine kunapotokea ajali.
Kwani umenisahau mimi kama driver?
Dereva hakui covered na comprehensive insurance, ila anajitafutia personal accident cover.
Umenichanua. Rose, hata nishughulikie hiyo insurance, nitakujia gari kesho.
Okay, sawa.
Chukua maneno.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Today is the official kickoff of the campaign period, and you will see this up until the 7th or the 8th of August, because the general election is set for the 9th of August. We tell you what the major political camps have been doing this entire week from today. We've seen a number of presidential aspirants being cleared, others being rejected, and this is an exercise that will run throughout this coming week. Welcome to this broadcast. My name is John Jacob Kioria. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Na ni vizuri kama Wakenya tusifikirie ya kwamba ugonjwa umeisha turudi maisha ya kikawaida. Ni sawa turudi maisha ya kikawaida, lakini tuwe tumechanjwa kwa sababu hakuna kinga ingine.
Do not drop your guard. President Uhuru Kenyatta cautions Kenyans against laxity in observing COVID-19 safety protocols. 2 presidential aspirants knocked out. IBC commences clearance of aspirants seeking top seat. And it is now campaign proper. Raila Odinga woos Bungoma as Deputy President William Ruto camps in Kirinyaga. Welcome to the broadcast. Great thanks to a sign language interpreter tonight. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has called on Kenyans to continue being cautious of the COVID-19, saying despite the relaxation of the disease containment measures, the danger of infection spreading still lurks. The head of state spoke on Sunday at State House, Nairobi, when he presided over the 92nd inspection parade of St. John Ambulance, Kenya. He announced 150 million shillings annual government sponsorship for the organization, starting with 100 million shillings this financial year. The call by the president came as the country's COVID-19 positivity rate dropped to 3.7%, with 82 new cases from 5.6% on Saturday.
President Uhuru Kenyatta Sunday rallied Kenyans to continue being cautious of COVID-19, saying despite containment measures being relaxed, the danger of infection spreading is still very high. The president said the country must continue to be careful in their daily undertakings, calling on all to get vaccinated or receive their booster jabs to tame the spread of the pandemic.
Na hiyo nataka nihimize tafadhali. Wengi wanaona kama ugonjwa umepotea. Hujapotea. Njia ya kujikinga ni chanjo. Na ni vizuri kama Wakenya tusifikirie ya kwamba ugonjwa umeisha turudi maisha ya kikawaida. Ni sawa turudi maisha ya kikawaida, lakini tuwe tumechanjwa kwa sababu hakuna kinga ingine.
The president, who was presiding over the 92nd inspection parade of St. John Ambulance Kenya, announced a 150 million shillings annual government sponsorship for the organization, starting with 100 million shillings this financial year.
You generously donated to St. John your own funds amounting to Kenya shillings 10 million. This showed that you trusted us as the management to decide what was to be done with the funds.
The president, who is the chief patron of the humanitarian institution, challenged it to include more young people in its activities by engaging learning institutions at primary, secondary and tertiary levels. The head of state directed the Ministry of Education to develop innovative initiatives that will foster and recognize student volunteers, among them preferential consideration when seeking internship opportunities.
Through these initiatives, we expect to reduce post-impact accident injuries and fatalities, especially those that occur during evacuation and transfer to hospital. Ultimately, as a country, we should plan for first aid training and basic post-accident evacuation protocols to be a prerequisite for all licensed drivers.
The head of state particularly commended St. John Kenya for being at the forefront in tackling emergencies, citing the organization's leading role in the containment of the COVID-19 pandemic, and directed the Ministry of Transport to develop an appropriate sectorial plan as part of its 2023 to 2027 medium plan to offer first aid training and basic post-accident evacuation protocols as a prerequisite for all licensed drivers.
I am also glad to note that the Ministry of Transport, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and St. John's, has put in place elaborate plans to implement road safety and first aid safety training for our border riders across the country. We have, as I am led to understand today, launched an initial pilot scheme covering some 200 border riders, which we believe shall be key.
Earlier, President Kenyatta, who chaired a St. John Kenya board meeting at State House, Nairobi, in his capacity as the chief patron of the organization, was knitted to the Order of the St. John for his service to humanity. The president call came as the country's COVID-19 positivity dropped to 3.7%, with the cases 69 from 2,197 samples tested in the last 24 hours, from 5.5% on Friday.
And now the race for the presidential seat in the August 9th general election is narrowing down after two aspirants were disqualified by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, Sunday. Justice Juma of Justice and Freedom Party and independent aspirant Peter Kingori, who were the first to appear before the commission for clearance, were rejected after failing to submit requisite documents. DP William Ruto and Kalonzo Musyoka are expected to face the commission on 4th of June, while Raila Odinga will appear before the commission on the 5th.
The August 9th presidential race is slowly narrowing from the 18 candidates who had been given a go-ahead by IEBC to present themselves for clearance. IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati, who is also the presidential election returning officer, Sunday commenced the process of clearing those who had shown interest for the top seat, an exercise that will run to the 7th of June. Independent aspirant Peter Kingori was the first to face the commission, but his attempt failed flat after he only managed to present 65 legitimate signatures from the required 48,000.
Also, the self-declaration form is not accompanying the application. So, we shall reject your nomination. Your registration is rejected, but we are here until the 6th of June.
Kingori too had a second tribulation after his running mate Koki Nyang'ao failed to submit a passport and a self-declaration form and code of conduct. Kingori, while assuring his supporters that will be on the ballot, promised to have all the required documents and signatures before the 6th June deadline.
It has been tough and it's not yet over. For us, we feel lucky. Much as today there was some few shortcomings in regard to some paperwork that were not complete. And as well, we also need to fill up some bit of signatures and ID copies. But it's doable. For us, we are excited. We have been given a second chance. The chair was very clear that they are here up to 6th. So all we need to do is to rectify what the shortcoming in terms of signature and IDs.
Meanwhile, Justus Juma, who is eyeing the top seat under Freedom and Justice Party, was disqualified after failing to meet the required number of endorsements.
Well, I think those are the technicalities we need to bridge, because I would have expected a communication from IEBC to inform me if the electronic version that they're having are not in tandem with the hard copy that we gave them. I think that is not on our side. You can forgive us on that, but we will provide them to them since they are there. I think it is these are matters of administrative issue.
On Monday, Professor George Wajakoya of Roots Party and Walter Mwangare of Umoja Summit Party will have a date with the Commission, while Deputy President William Ruto of UDA Party and Kalonzo Musyoka of Wiper Party have a date with Commission on the 4th of June, with Raila Odinga of the Azimio la Umoja wa Kenya Coalition Party presenting himself for clearance on Sunday the 5th. The exercise will close with Njeru Kadhangu of Ford Asili on 6th June.
Day one of registration of presidential aspirants by IBC ended in despair for the first two presidential aspirants after their candidature was rejected. The political campaign's atmosphere is expected to heat up as IBC seeks to complete the process before 6th of next month. Reporting for Sunday Express from the Bomas of Kenya in Nairobi, my name is Frederick Mwoki.
Just as Juma's second time unlucky. And the exercise goes all the way up until Sunday when Njeru Kadhangu closes the exercise at the Bomas of Kenya. Now, leaders affiliated to the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party have dismissed claims by Deputy President William Ruto of a plot to rig the forthcoming presidential election in favor of the Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga. The leaders instead accused DP William Ruto of misleading the electorate and challenged him to be ready to concede defeat if he loses the election. Weekly Focus reports from Bungoma County.
Odinga's last day of the sustained 5 days campaigns in the Western Kenya region began with a fellowship at Mesiku Catholic Church, where the Azimio leaders urged for peace and tolerance during the electioneering period.
We are grateful because on the occasion like this, Christians come together to fellowship, to worship, and also to think about where we're coming from and where we want to go.
Tunataka uchaguzi wa 2022 uwe wa amani. Kwa hivyo muombe taifa letu.
Odinga later led the charge in stopovers at Mesiku and Chwele markets, as well as rallies in Sirisia and Bumula.
Sirisia hoye!
The coalition's presidential flag bearer Raila Odinga wooing locals with pledges, including putting up a one-stop border post at the Luahaha border point to open the region for bilateral trade.
Hapa Luahaha tutaweka one-stop border post. ili watu wao wanaweza kupita na kurudi kwa njia rahisi, wanakwenda kufanya biashara Uganda na wanarudi pande hii.
This adds to the long list of Odinga's pledges, which includes, among other things, universal healthcare, education for all, zero tolerance to graft, and improved state of agriculture.
Zamani kulikuwa hapa hata na kiwanda ya tobacco hapo, sio? Kulikuwa hata ile ya pamba. Silikuwa hapa. Sio hata zilikwisha. Watu wakawa mafukara, sio? Tutaanzisha tena.
The former Prime Minister also dismissed claims by his main challenger in the presidential race, Deputy President William Ruto, of a plot to rig him out, with leaders accompanying Odinga exuding confidence of a round one victory.
The first round tunapata 65 to 70%. Na inakuwa Azimio kutoka huko chini mpaka juu.
Tafadhali tusigawanye kura zote tuweke kwa kikapu ya Azimio ndivyo tuweze kuendelea. Tumekubaliana?
Hebu niwaulize swali. Kama kweli Wetangula anaamini Ruto anaenda kuwa rais na anaenda kumpa kazi ya uspika wa bunge la kitaifa, angewacha hiyo kazi kubwa yeye kwenda boss wa Senate, arudi tena kuomba usenate hapa Bungoma?
Na mimi nimekuwa na Raila hii miaka yote. Nimeona yale anaweza kufanya katika nchi hii. Yeye peke yake ndio ana uzalendo wa kuleta watu pamoja. Hata sisi kama chama ya DAP tulisikizana, hata tukaweka mkataba, lakini hakuna masharti yoyote ati lazima mfanye hii ndio nisifanye hii.
Kwa hiyo kuanzia leo mimi Kipruto Arap Kirwa nimejiuzulu kama mwenyekiti msaidizi wa chama cha UDA.
Reporting for Sunday Express from Bungoma County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
In the meantime, Deputy President William Ruto says the 1.5 million vulnerable persons in Kenya will be receiving their monthly stipends at the end of every month, like any other government employee, should he be elected as president. Ruto, who led Kenya Kwanza campaigns in Kirinyaga, says the elderly and vulnerable are exposed to hardships by the current delayed disbursements. Being the first day of the official campaign period, the Deputy President led the Kenya Kwanza troops in a series of rallies in Kirinyaga County. Ruto decrying delayed disbursement of a cash transfer program to the elderly, orphans and the disabled.
Wale watu wote wa Kenya, wale vulnerable, watu wanyonge, tuko na watu karibu 1.5 katika taifa letu la Kenya. Mayatima, wazee wakongwe, pamoja na walemavu ambao wako kwa program ya cash transfer ya kila mwezi. Lakini hiyo cash transfer inakuja baada ya miezi 3, miezi 4, miezi 7.
He promised to fast-track the disbursement by ensuring that the monies are deposited in their accounts before the payment of government workers every month.
Kabla hatujalipa mshahara wa rais wa Kenya, mambo ya stipend na malipo ya wale wanyonge, walemavu, mayatima na wale wazee italipwa mbele ya kulipa mishahara ya Wakenya wengine, kwa sababu hawa ni wenzetu and they need our support more than any other sector in the Republic of Kenya.
The Kenya Kwanza captain accusing his rivals in Azimio of having little grasp of the problems bedeviling the country.
Vijana tuko nao 500,000 wamemaliza shule, wako na certificate, wengine wako na diploma, wengine wako na degree. Shida si ujinga, shida sio masomo, shida ni ajira na biashara, my friend.
Wale wa Azimio wanasema shida ya Kenya ni ujinga. Sisi tunasema shida ya Kenya si ujinga. Shida ya Kenya ni uchumi ambao umezoroteka na wananchi ambao hawana kazi na hawana pesa ya biashara.
Ruto rooted for the bottom-up economic model, which he says prioritizes youth empowerment and strengthening of small and micro enterprises.
They have the wrong problem. They have the wrong diagnosis. and they don't have a track record of doing anything.
Tangaza wewe mzee wa kuzimia ni P.O. Box home. P.O. Box wapi? P.O. Box wapi? P.O. Box wapi? Wacha nione kura ya William Ruto hapa. Mimi nataka kuhakikishia William Samoei Ruto ground ya Kirinyaga iko sawa na sisi hatujahama, si ndio?
Time for us to take a first breather on Sunday Express, but don't go too far. We have much more coming up, and of course, sports with current event.
Furahia maisha bora, linda jamii.
Hii ng'ombe ni ya... Asante. Hii ng'ombe itatoa maziwa mengi kabisa. Sasa shida ya school fees imeisha. Chukua hii. Hebu nikuulize, hii maneno unasikia ya bima ya elimu inaweza kuonekana mtu ana process ya kuchukua insurance kama yote ni rahisi. Hata niko na kama ya gari yangu. Kwanza unajaza proposal form kama hii na uijaze wewe mwenyewe. Na kama haujui kusoma, uijaze na mtu mwingine. Hakikisha ile majibu umepatiana ni sahihi na ni ya kweli. Pia thibitisha insurance cover imeangalia maslahi yako. Na usiwahi sign proposal form ambayo haijaandikwa kitu chochote. Pia ukumbuke kujitolea photocopy yako. Sasa wacha nianze hiyo process. By the way, ukisubmit hiyo proposal form, uhakikishe umepatiwa policy document. Uisome na uielewe. Hiyo ndio thibitisho ya kuwa unabiba.
Come take a looky, come take a looky here. Kujamu wangalie, form yangu wiko juu. Come take a looky, come take a looky here. Cause you know it's your time and you shine right there and then. TCB Naturals, hair that lets you shine.
Wakati unapotunza upendo na utamaduni, ni halisi inakuwa tundo la maisha. Ni hali.
Come on! I'm the photographer Black Milk. I have an exhibition in 8 weeks about how things get better with time. Let's go! Darling Fluffy Kinky inspired me. That looks amazing. I'm seeing how the twists blend with her hair over time. How she actually feels more confident. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. She's really more beautiful every week. That's definitely worth celebrating. Darling Fluffy Kinky. Twists that get better every day. Just like you.
Welcome back. You're watching Sunday Express. Kenya has been hailed for its efforts in restoring peace through the troops under the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone. Speaking in Nairobi to commemorate the International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers, the visiting Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio commended Kenya's military for the role it played in stabilizing his nation after years of turmoil.
It was during the commemoration of the International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers, set aside to pay tribute to the uniformed and civilian personnel for their contribution to global peace and stability, that the visiting Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio hailed the Kenyan forces for the peace and stability his country is enjoying now.
People talk about Opande. I didn't do it, alone. These are the people who made it happen.
Speaking at the International Peace Support Training Center at Embakasi in Nairobi, Maada commended the role Kenya played, saying forever his nation will be indebted to this country for coming to its rescue when hope had faded.
If Sierra Leone today has transitioned out of the United Nations peace-building framework and become the fourth most peaceful democracy in Africa, it is because of the contributions and immense sacrifices of your brave soldiers, officers and men. Thank you to the commanders, officers, men and women of combat contingent deployed in Sierra Leone.
The Sierra Leone president remembering 4 Kenyans who lost their lives while on deployment to restore peace in his country in 2000.
To the fallen in Sierra Leone, I read their names with deep sorrow but great appreciation and gratitude. Corporal Jeremiah Obaya, Corporal Evans Kamande, Private Robert Wanyama, Private Kamis Yunis.
We did not know where their bodies were. But when I met with the rebel group commander, whose rebels, killed those 4 soldiers, the first thing I asked him, Isa, I will not leave Sierra Leone without knowing where our soldiers were killed, and I want to take their bodies back home.
President Maada underscoring the power of partnerships in dealing with the challenges of our time towards a prosperous Africa.
When Africa works together, small countries and big countries, real partnerships that are long-lasting are forged.
We know that peace is won when government and society join forces to resolve differences through dialogue, build a culture of non-violence, and protect the most vulnerable.
The first UN peacekeeping mission was established in 1948, and since then, more than 1 million women and men have served in 72 UN peacekeeping operations.
Since then, Kenya has contributed over 60,000 men and women to peace support operations all over the world.
Nancy Okwari, Sunday Express.
Now, 1 person died on the spot after supporters of 2 Rongo parliamentary aspirants clashed in Rongo town Sunday. The deceased was among aspirants slated for vetting and clearance by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, after the exercise kicked off today countrywide. This, as several aspirants have been cleared by the electoral body to run for various elective seats in the August polls. Among those cleared Sunday were senators, governors, members of parliament, and women representatives, among others.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, was a busy entity on Sunday as it began clearing various candidates for elective positions in the August general election. The exercise, which ran concurrently nationally, is expected to end on the 7th of June as per the IEBC election calendar. The exercise began on a rather sad note after a parliamentary aspirant was killed in Rongo, Migori County. According to Migori County Police Commander Mark Wanjala, the deceased was hit by a double-cabin vehicle allegedly belonging to their opponent. The 2 aspirants are reported to have been slaughtered for vetting by IEBC today.
Migori County hatutaki maneno ya vita, mambo ya watu kupigana, vijana na organize kuretaliate, hatutaki. Na security committees will be out wakiita all aspirants, wale wanaleta vujo, na tuna inform IBC na wengine wanaweza kuwa disqualified kukosa kuendelea.
In Nairobi's Westland constituency, the incumbent Timothy Wanyonyi was given a green light to defend his seat. Others who were clear to vie for the seat are Sylvia Mulama of ANC ticket and UDA's Nelson Harvey, with over 10 contestants eyeing the seat. However, the exercise was marred by a system failure until later in the evening.
Nataka kujua level ya preparedness ya IEBC iko namna gani. Hii ni dalili ya kuonyesha kwamba they are not ready.
Now we are going to work hard on the ground to preach the gospel of my agenda to the people of Westlands, and most importantly to resonate with them and to assure them that my representation as a member of parliament come 9th of August will be very smooth, will be different, and will be changing the dimension of Westlands to a better stage.
Several candidates have been cleared by IEBC to contest for the Machakos senatorial seat. They include incumbent Machakos Senator Agnes Kavindu of Wiper Party, former County Speaker Bernard Mungato of Maendeleo Chapchap, and John Mutua Katuko of the People's Trust Party. In Makueni County, the current Member of Parliament Dan Maanzo has been cleared to run for the county's senatorial seat.
Can we testify for Senate seat Elgeyo Marakwet?
And Elgeyo Marakwet Governor Alex Tolgos has exuded confidence of bagging the county's senatorial seat. The second-time governor was cleared by IEBC to run for the senatorial position in the coming elections. And a number of independent candidates in Mombasa have expressed their reservation with the strict conditions set by the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission to get clearance, as the commission on Sunday began a countrywide clearance of aspirants vying in the August election. Elsewhere in Kajiado County, Kajiado North Member of Parliament Joseph Manje has called on leaders to avoid politics of incitement, given that the county is cosmopolitan.
Na wale wanafanya siasa, wale wanakuja kufanya siasa, especially in my constituency Kajiado North, hapa tunapenda watu wote, hatutaki tribal politics, hatutaki watu wa kutukana watu wengine.
And in Kiambu County, Governor James Nyoro has called upon his competitors, whom he alleges are hiring goons, to vandalize banners and posters of their opponents, to stop thuggish campaigns and instead conduct and sell their ideas to people.
We need to sell our ideas to the people in a very conducive way, so that the people can make informed decisions.
For Sunday Express, I'm Gladys Mongai.
Let's stick on that story a bit, but focusing on the presidential presentation of papers. And Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has a date with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission on registration of his presidential candidature on Saturday, the 4th of June, 2022. Kalonzo's invite by the IEBC and speculations on whether or not the Wiper leader will be on the ballot for presidency on August 9th. The IEBC has scheduled registration for 18 other presidential candidates between May 29th and June 6th.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC has confirmed that Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka will be in the ballot for presidency in the August polls. IEBC says Kalonzo will be in the registration exercise after successfully complying with requirements needed. Wiper Party, through its National Elections Board chairperson Agatha Solitei, says the needed documents indicating at least 2,000 signatures of Kalonzo's supporters were presented to IEBC for 33 counties against the required 24 counties on the 25th of May 2022 on hard and soft copies as specified by the IEBC in their letter dated 19th May 2022. The Wiper Party says its leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, has complied with the presidential candidate's requirements as per the IEBC regulations. Solitei says the requirements were further clarified by IEBC through their letter dated 28th May 2022, which stated that the electronic signatures by Wiper Party leader should be submitted by 29th May 2022. Irene Mchuma Udim, The Sunday Express.
And now, a 56-year-old woman from Kayole is appealing for financial assistance from well-wishers to enable her undergo a kidney transplant at Medihill Hospital in Eldoret. Salome Wangari Komata was diagnosed with kidney failure in 2018 and has been undergoing dialysis since then.
Soweto slum in Kayole, Nairobi County. Salome Wangari Kimata resides here. We visit her to assess the situation and her condition is dire.
Mimi nilikuwa na mtoto mmoja na akakufa. Sasa sina kwa peke yangu. Nilikuwa nafanya biashara. Nilikuwa nauza cosmetics. Sasa vile nilikuwa mgonjwa, huwezi fanya kazi. Kaisha. Sasa nikakuja kwa huyu dada yangu. Sasa ananiangalianga. Na bado yeye akona shida.
Salome started ailing in 2018 and doctors found out she had kidney failure. She has been to several hospitals and doctors have advised she needs to undergo an urgent kidney transplant.
Wakaona niko na kidney failure na imefail kabisa. Unless na upewe ini. Haiwezi fufuka. Imeisha.
She now fully dependent on her sister. Salome has found a donor to donate her the kidney, but requires 3 million Kenya shillings to aid the transplant process at Medihill Hospital, money she cannot afford.
Niko na mtu amejitolea kunisaidia na figo. Sasa ni pesa tu nimekosa. Hata ana shida akiulizaka kila siku. Itaenda lini? Unaumia. Sasa ndio nimeona nijaribu nione kama nitaweza kupata kitu kwa wasamaria wema.
Wangari is now seeking your support. Donations can be sent to paybill number 5007919, business number 522522, or KCB bank account number 12709019494. Name Salome Wangari Kimata. Ruth Wamboi for Sunday Express.
Your help in many small ways and big ways to Salome will really be appreciated. You can continue sending your help to the numbers provided there by Ruth. Now, fertilizer is a substance added to soil to improve plants' growth and yield. It was first used by ancient farmers. Over time, fertilizer technology has become more refined, with fertilizer technology developing significantly as the chemical needs of growing plants were discovered by modern technology. Nisi Imano with more in the fertilizer making process.
On this exciting episode of The Process, we take you behind the scenes to witness the fertilizer making process.
Fertilizer has been an age-long product, mainly from natural organic material like manure compost or other animal and plant products.
And what we realize is that, unfortunately, the traditional methods of using fertilizer have been not as great as it was.
With the advancement of technology, farmers now have embraced inorganic fertilizer that is made up of chemical components that contain necessary nutrients.
Blended fertilizer, specialized fertilizer, which is crop-specific and soil-specific. If you're growing, for instance, potatoes or coffee or tea, a blend specifically for that crop. So, which is really the latest type of technology that has come into this country.
But how exactly is fertilizer made? The fertilizer making process begins when the raw materials arrive at the factory warehouse.
We have different raw materials. We have the likes of urea, the likes of DAP, diammonium phosphate. We have the likes of SOP, the likes of MOP and filler. Filler is the lime. So when the raw materials comes, we load them in the loader
that is attached to a forklift for ease of transport of the materials for the next phase of the process.
This machine, we have 5 hoppers, main hoppers, the hoppers we use. So these 5 hoppers, we have 5 different raw materials.
Hoppers are the machines that are used in the mixing process. The hoppers each have load cells that detect and calculate the quantity of the raw material that has been poured in.
The hoppers open according to the percentage required. and it's very accurate. If we need 30 kilograms of ammonium sulfate, we add 30 kilograms of urea, we add 15 kilograms of DAP, it opens correctly according to the percentage.
Once the raw material has been poured and mixed in, we head to the control room to initiate the mixing process.
We are in the control room. This is where we operate the machine.
Here, each fertilizer recipe is fed into the machine with attention to specific details tailor-made for the different types of soil.
The creation of recipes depends with the pH soil for the customer. The customer, for example, from Laikipia County, the pH soil for Laikipia County is not the same as the one in Nakuru County. So we create the recipe according to the soil pH.
Once that is done, the operator starts the machine that grinds the raw materials. Next, the mixture is discharged onto the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt then ferries the product to the bagging section of the factory.
Here is where we do the bagging. So the bagging system is having sensors. We have low-level sensor and high-level sensor. This helps in reducing overflow for the bagging unit, so that we cannot have spillage. Yeah?
At the packing section, the machine automatically weighs and pours the fertilizer into bags that are manually fixed onto the machine.
It's set. If, for example, you're doing the 50 kg bags, the 25 kg bags, and the 10 kg bags. So for the 50 kg bags, they start bagging.
The bags are then filled up with fertilizer and moved directly to the threading section for sealing.
And it's then carried by this belt, the conveyor belt, and then the guys at the end, they pack it in the pallets.
From here, they are ferried to transport to be deployed to the market.
Reporting for KBC from Industrial Area in Nairobi County, I'm Nisi Imano.
All I do is win. I wake up, I win. I close my eyes, and I win.
We got an emergency, girlfriend.
Keep up with me, come on, let's go. I love my curves and the skin I'm in. Switch it up, turn it down, take it up again. Come on, let's go. Come on, now let's get it. I'ma keep winning till the world stops.
Wow, you look great. Did you just come from the salon?
Darling Abuja, braids that stay salon fresh no matter what.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124.
Our arts and entertainment industry has evolved over the years.
It is at such times that our destinies are written. Will we rise up in courage or die in cowardice?
Who are the movers and shakers in film and theatre? Get trendy as we review locally produced films and stage drama every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Cinemas and Theatre.
Brought to you by the Kenya Film Commission. Film Kenya, Capture Africa.
Look at how much he's changed. He really has grown into a handsome young man.
Most of the ancient gods are gone now. Only a few of them remain. But they can't help.
once the chance presents itself for us to put Rodor on the throne, only then will we have hope to achieve true world peace.
But just listen to me. I know you're the only girl I wish to spend my life with.
Welcome back to Sunday Express. Let's now delve into Matcha Sports. My name is Karen Kibet. Now, the Kenya National Rugby Sevens team again lost to Japan 14-5 in the 13th place semi-final, ending her campaign at the London leg of the HSBC Sevens World Series without winning a single match. It was the 5th straight loss for Kenya in London after losing all 3 pool matches and the 9th place quarter-final. Kenya began the London leg with a 17-14 loss to Ireland before suffering a 26-0 loss to Argentina. Shujaa then went down 24-21 to South Africa before being relegated to the 9th place quarter-final, where they lost 31-0 to France. After London, the Kenyan team will return home to prepare for the final leg of the season to be held in Los Angeles in August. Premier League giants Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards recorded wins in their respective matches played today. Gor Mahia twice came from behind to beat City Stars 3-2, while AFC Leopards had an easy time against second-placed Kakamega Homeboys, winning 2-0. On to Matters Athletics, Faith Kipyegon once again proved her dominance in the 1500 meters as she stormed to victory at the 3rd leg of the Diamond League meeting in Eugene. Kipyegon clocked 3 minutes 52.59 seconds to win the race that saw Laura Mew of Great Britain finish in 11th position.
Bouncing off the track, and when she goes to that place,
Faith Kipyegon clocked 3 minutes 52.59 seconds to once again win the 1500 meters at the Eugene Diamond League, the 3rd stop of the Diamond League series.
Has broken 4 minutes at 1500 meters so far in 2022, and she's going to destroy.
Kipyegon finished ahead of Gudaf Tsegay of Ethiopia, who was second, while Gabriella Stafford of Canada came 3rd. Richard Yator finished 10th in the men's 5,000 meters that was dominated by Berihu Aregawi, who finished way ahead of the rest. Ethiopian Berihu clocked 12 minutes 50.05 seconds to win the race ahead of compatriots Samuel Tefera and Solomon Barrega, who were 2nd and 3rd respectively. Olympic 100 meters champion Thompson Hera soared to victory in a loaded women's 100 meters after clocking 10.79 seconds, holding off American Sha'Carri Richardson as well as Jamaican teammate Sherika Jackson. US Trayvon Bromwell won the men's 100 meters as he clocked 9.93 seconds ahead of Fred Curley, who came 2nd in 9.9 seconds, while Christian Coleman finished 3rd at 10.04 seconds. In the men's 1 mile race, Norwegian Olympic champion Jakob Ingebrigtsen led the pack with a worldly time of 3 minutes 49.76 seconds, nearly a second faster than US Oliver Hoare, who clocked 3 minutes 50.65 seconds, and Kenyan Timothy Cheruiyot, who came 3rd with his season best time of 3 minutes 50.77 seconds.
Thank you, Nora, for that report. Moving on, the Kenya Woodball Federation is on a mission to popularize the game in the country. They held the 4th Kenyan International Woodball Championship at Diani Beach, attracting 5 institutions from Kenya and Uganda. The federation is, however, in dire need of financial assistance to support their project of spreading the sport to all parts of Kenya.
2 days at the Diani Beach in Kwale County, the Kenya Woodball Federation played host to the 4th Kenya International Woodball Championship, despite the sport slowly and steadily attracting players. However, the Kenya Federation is still in dire need of financial support.
Financial constraints are the major constraints which we have, because this game, being a new game, we are growing it, we need equipment, and you cannot grow a game without equipment. You see, that is the major constraint which we are facing currently.
This year we were supposed to go to the World Cup in July, so we needed facilitation to go to the World Cup, but unfortunately Malaysia is on lockdown, so the World Cup is not yet cancelled but has been postponed. So getting facilitation for the national team has been a challenge.
The routine Woodball Championship held each year play a key role in sharpening skills of players, and this year was vital before the selection of Team Kenya ahead of the World Cup set for later this year.
Our game has picked up because we were able to beat the African champions, the Ugandans, during the competition at Jomo Kenyatta last year in November. And this year also, this time during this competition, we have also been able to perform well. We have beaten at least the men. We have won most of the medals.
We don't have a fixed number for the national team. Yeah, we work on a rotation. Like last time when we had the second Africa Ubo Championship at JKUAT, we had 35 players. So out of the 35 players, we went for the trials, then we picked 24 to represent the nation.
Kioria Stadium is now 99% complete and almost ready to be handed to the community. Sports Kenya chairman Mr. Charles Waithaka commended the work that has been done and further added that they are only waiting for official communication to officially open the stadium.
We are at the tail end of handing over this stadium, so what we are doing is actually giving it a final look and final touch by adding or painting the national color, because this is an international stadium. I want to say that this stadium has achieved its international standard, and it is going to open this place for economic support to the community. First, there will be international teams that will be coming in here. There will be local teams that will be training here. And it's going to create a lot of activities around economic areas of this place. So it's a game changer. The second thing is that this facility will have provided a lot of employment to the people. As you can see, all these people who have been constructing here have been tapped. It's a resource that have been tapped from the community and has created a lot of employment. This facility would comfortably host around 30,000 people. And therefore, this will be a game changer. Gor Mahias will come here, Harambee Stars will come here, teams from all over the world will come here, and therefore what we are saying in terms of economic robust economic activities of this place is really going to activate so many activities.
Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois says he does not get enough respect, having produced a stunning performance to deny Liverpool in the Champions League final played in Paris last night. The former Chelsea goalkeeper made several excellent saves, particularly in the first half. The Reds dominated. Vinicius Jr. then scored the only goal of the game to hand Real their 14th Champions League title.
Real Madrid secured a 1-0 win in Paris last night to become champions of Europe for the 14th time at the expense of Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp's side ran into a one-man wall of defiance as Real Madrid goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois produced one of the great individual performances to frustrate Liverpool time and again.
Looks to place it, and placed this ball through to Sadio Mane. Makes some space and hits the shot, hits the post, and Courtois gets there.
Mohamed Salah, seeking revenge for his early departure through injury in the 2018 final against Real Madrid, was denied